What up, y'all? My name is Drew de Parfum, and I am a social media influencer. My specific niche is fragrance, and today we're going to be talking about how to create UGC content. What kind of content should I agree to? What kind of contact should I sign off on? And what price should I put my services at? Guys, I've had an opportunity over a year and a half now to work with plenty of different brands. And it's been such a blessing because it's for sure an extra couple grand in my pocket per month when it comes to our UGC. Guys, my specific niche is fragrance, but I've definitely traveled outside of my niche when it comes to doing UGC brand deals. And I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I've experienced as I've embarked on this journey of working with brands and doing UGC content. But yeah, it's been super helpful if you do it right, if you realize that, man, you are worth more than you would expect. You are worth more than the brands would expect you to be worth. And the reason is because when it comes to UGC, when it comes to you making content for another company, if you don't know what UGC is, it's user generated content. So when you see somebody, like when you're scrolling through Instagram or YouTube or TikTok and you get an ad with somebody, like a real life review of, like, let's say a chain or a necklace, and they say, man, this necklace is fantastic, I love it so much, and you see at the bottom it says sponsored, then there's a link to kind of lead you to that page where you can buy it for yourself. That person in that commercial, in that advertisement, is paid to do that. So what user generated content is when brands and companies reach out to the individual influencer or content creator to ask them to, hey, here's one of our products that we want to sell, and here's what we want you to say on a video. We want you to send us the video. We want complete rights to the video. I've seriously only scratched the surface with UGC. My wife can tell you much more than what I'm aware of, but I know kind of the basics, and I know kind of like what goes into it. So brands will reach out to me and they'll say, hey, we have this new fragrance that we feel you would be the best representation to kind of shoot a video for us, and we would advertise it on our platform. So UGC is like, hey, somebody sends me a necklace, I review the necklace, and then I send them back the content, and they post it on their social media, and they post it all on their platforms in hopes of driving traffic to their website. So here's what you got to think of when it comes to UGC. When you think of traditional advertisement or traditional commercials that you would see on TV, or like if you would think about the Super Bowl, like people pay big bucks to get on those platforms. This is reverse. People are paying the user that is generating the content big bucks. And here's the reason why. Because the company doesn't have to pay for this big old production studio. They don't have to rent out the cameras. They don't have to rent out the lighting, the staff. They don't have to look for different creative people and artists to come in or come to a place or fly them in town. They don't have to do any of that. The overhead is much more affordable when it comes to asking users like you to generate content for their products wherever they're at. So all they do is they send you a free sample, and they might give you a flat fee of what that looks like. For example, I was recently asked to do an advertisement of a fragrance, and fragrance is right in my niche. I knew that if I put my face on this fragrance, that it was gonna sell because of the influence that I have within the fragrance community. So they reached out to me. They said, hey, we have this new fragrance that we're dropping. It's from Dubai. It's a royal fragrance. It's kind of representative of the UAE, and we just want your face on it. So I knew that I had leverage because of my social media presence and my recognition of who I am. And I say this with all humility, guys. I know I'm not the biggest influencer, but also know I'm not the smallest. I am a micro influencer, and I'm grateful for the audience that I have and the growing future that's ahead of me. So they reach out to me. They're like, hey, we want you to be the person. And I know I have the influence. I know I have leverage. I know what I'm doing because I've been doing it every single day for a long time. Again, I say that with all humility. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not the complete best, but I know that I put in the work to have enough leverage. So what I say is I start off and I say, hey, I can do this for you for a flat fee of $500. And a lot of the times the people that are reaching out to me to make that content will agree to my price because, like I said, they don't have to rent out the production studio. They don't have to rent out they don't have to provide food for the talent. They don't have to rent out lighting or editing or any of that stuff, guys. All the stuff that would go into a production of a commercial or an advertisement, they don't have to worry about that because this is user-generated content. So $500, you may think like, wow, that in perspective, that's kind of super cheap for the kind of content you're giving them. Absolutely. That's why you have to know your worth. That's why you have to know what you're getting yourself into. So as you grow as an influencer, as your following grows, as your talent grows and your skills and your tools, then you can raise the price for a UGC partnership that you agree to. You also have to consider the how big is the brand that's reaching out to you? Are they just getting started? Is it something where maybe you don't want to charge them a flat fee and you just want to build a partnership that lasts for a really long time, so you could be kind of like the face of that company and just partner along with them for the long haul? That's great when it comes to building relationships, but at the same time, that's not going to pay the bills. That's not going to grow your brand when it comes to monetary growth. So you have to pick and choose. You have to understand what's better for you in the long run, or what's just going to consume the majority of your time and what is eating away at your worth. So when it comes to products, I like to start, because I am still a micro influencer, I like to start at a baseline of $500 per UGC content that I produce. This is a fair price for what I've been known to do, what I've been doing every single day, and the amount of following and influence that I have. And the beautiful thing about it is you can even venture out of your niche and head into, like, say you're a fragrance influencer, right? Maybe somebody wants to send you some sunglasses, right? You don't really have the niche for sunglasses. Well, the good thing about UGC is you just need to be somewhat knowledgeable of the product. You also need to be a great communicator so people can understand what you're saying and put two and two together whenever you speak. You have to start with why. You have to have those kind of skills when it comes to producing high quality UGC content. But the beautiful part is you could venture out of your niche, meaning because the content that you're producing doesn't necessarily have to go on your own platforms, right? It doesn't have to go in your own portfolio. You get to pick and choose what goes on your own personal platform and on your own personal portfolio that you send out to these brands that are reaching out to you. So you could head into like the niche of sunglasses. You could do fitness equipment. You could do food. You could venture out, do healthcare products. You could venture out into different niches, because here's the thing is people aren't going to see it as your brand because it's not something that you're advertising. Other brands are using you as an advertisement for their company. So depending on how big the company is, like if it has a large reach and a large audience, it can affect your brand because people will recognize you in other, it's not that serious, guys. You can definitely venture out of your niche with UGC content. But I think one thing to hold on to is knowing that, man, know your worth, know that your time is valuable, and never sell yourself short. I've heard of influencers and UGC content creators that have been scared to kind of send out their requests for like $1,000 flat fee. But the problem is they don't have the perspective. They don't understand that there's entire production teams that go into UGC, or that go into creating advertisements, and you're actually saving them thousands and thousands of dollars. So when you think about it with that perspective, then it makes more sense to send them out a request for $1,000 flat fee, $1,500 flat fee, I've heard of UGC content creators doing $3,000 per video. That still is affordable. If it's a big brand like Samsung, you could get away with $6,000 requests. Like, make sure to know your worth. Don't ever sell yourself short. Don't ever think that because you're requesting this price that they're gonna just deny you right away. Hey, throw something out there, and if it bites, it bites. If not, they'll say something like, hey, we can't afford that price right now. And what I like to do is I like to respond by saying, well, tell me a little bit more about what you can afford. Like, what is your ballpark range? And they'll spit back a range, and then you can, you know, determine. Maybe you request $1,000 and they shoot you back with like $300 to $500. Completely up to you. You could lean, you could meet, like, say, hey, can you meet me at $650? You know, always be negotiating. Always hold yourself to a higher value than you would think, right? Because your time is valuable. You have the skill, you have the talent, and these companies, these brands need people like you, because your video that you send them is going to generate them way more money than they're investing in the long run, because they're going to be able to repurpose it, reuse it, use it in different platforms. Maybe it's television, maybe it's YouTube ads, maybe it's TikTok ads and Instagram ads, or email marketing. They're going to be able to use your content, multi-purpose it, and use it and use it and use it. So they're going to milk it. So make sure that you set your values high. Make sure that you set your value at what you're valued for. So I just get so sad when I hear of UGC content creators setting their margins so low. Maybe they're desperate, maybe they need the money, but I mean, if you sell yourself at $100 a video, at $50 a video, then long term, man, people are going to take advantage of you. They'll, you know, it's set yourself at a high limit. Set yourself, your time is valuable. So, man, when I think about my life, I think I have a full-time job that I absolutely love, a dream job. I have a family that I adore. I have my beautiful, fantastic, loving wife, my handsome, happy, healthy son. My time, my fitness, my work, my prayer life, my relationship with the Lord. Like, man, my life is important, and I am not willing to sacrifice those things to make $100, make $50, make $250. Man, my time is valuable. I know that God has gifted me with certain skills and abilities. So, man, I'm gonna aim high, and I'm gonna deliver the best quality product that I have, that I can, given the stuff that I have. And I know these brands can afford it. They're not paying for an entire, you know, setup, or, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, if you're a content creator, if you're a, you know, if you are thinking about jumping into the influencer community, if you're thinking about making content for other people, jumping on video, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that, man, heed my warnings, listen to my wisdom. I've been doing it for a long time. I've learned a lot of stuff. I've learned firsthand, and I've, you know, studied people that have been doing this. You know, I ask questions to people that have been doing this for longer than I have. I listen to people that know less than me. You know, like, I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to ask questions, and I think that it's paid off dividends when it comes to where I'm at today, rather than where I was a year and a half ago. So guys, I'm not saying that I'm the best. I'm not saying that I have the most money. I'm not saying that I'm making the most money off of this. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm the #1 influencer in the world. I'm just saying I've learned a couple things, and I want to share the insights, the stuff that people don't want to share with you. They want to greed and hoard to themselves because they want to take advantage of the things that they're doing and they're getting right now. So I want to share it with you. There's enough to go around for everybody. And if you have any questions, guys, I'd love to hear them. Drop them in the comment section below. We drop these trainings as often as possible. It's typically when I'm driving in the car, either going to work or going home for lunch or coming home for the day. But guys, it has been such a blessing getting to be a content creator, getting to be an affiliate marketer, getting to be a influencer. It's been a blessing, guys, and it's something that I could see myself doing for a really long time. I am so grateful for every single one of you. Again, make sure to subscribe, make sure to turn on the notification bell, and drop a comment, man. If you want me to review a fragrance that you have, if you want me to make a video about something that you want to jump into and you want my advice, I'd be happy to. Connect with me on IG, right here on YouTube, TikTok, whatever it may be. Guys, I love you so much. Let's go Dodgers 2025. We got this.